Alright guys, welcome back to our cooking video. Today we're going to be making stuffed shells taco style. And these are air fried in the air fryer. You can also bake them, but we are going to air fry them. I don't think they crisp up as much when you bake them in the oven. But you have two options there. You can do either way. Alright, let's get into this. So for this, you don't need much. You can use other ingredients if you want to, but you're going to need some jumbo shells, some taco seasoning, a yellow onion, a green bell pepper, hamburger, and then some cheese of your liking. I am going to use the creamy melt Mexican style. I like the creamy melt Kraft cheese. I think it's great and melts really nice. And that's really all you're going to need. If you want to add some other ingredients for your tacos, you're welcome to. But yeah. Alright, so I'm going to start with some prep work. While you're doing this, you could be boiling your noodles or starting your hamburger. I'm not going to though. I'm just going to get all my stuff prepped and then I will start. I might go ahead and actually start boiling my noodles, but if you do that, just boil them till al dente. But for now, we're going to go ahead and chop our bell pepper up. And you do want these into tiny pieces. That way they're able to fit inside of the shells. Same with your onions. I typically chop my onions a little bit larger, but this time I'm going to be chopping them into smaller pieces so you have more room. So I do have some water starting to boil over there. And then when that's ready, I'll just pop my noodles in. We're just going to go ahead and slice these into some strips. And then we're just going to do them into some small little pieces. Actually, you can go ahead and slice them again, just make sure they're very small. Like I said, you have to put these into your shells, so if you want to use them on pepper in the shell, definitely just cut them on small. How you want to do is slice them. I know we're onions, and also you want ears, so just cut them. Alright guys, our green peppers all cut up. Now we're just going to cut into our onion. And again, if you want to find the chop these as well, I might have to chop some more, but just get your onion cut and pull back. Alright, so our onion and green peppers are cut up. If you want to make this spicy, you can always cut up some jalapenos. Just do it to your liking. I'm not making this spicy this time, so we're just going to go with the onions and the green peppers. Some of my onions are a little bit bigger, but it's fine. I can go in and slice a few if I think they're too big. But I do like big chunks of onion in my food, honestly. And I think these are small enough that they'll fit into the shells just fine. So if you want, you can go ahead and mix them up. It doesn't really matter. They're going to be put together in a pan here soon anyway. Our pot is still boiling for the noodles, but we're going to jump those in here soon, and we're going to start up our hamburger. Alright, so our water is starting to boil, as you can see. Gonna give it a few more minutes before I throw in the noodles. I do have some salt in there as well. And I just grabbed out this pan, and I'm getting it hot. I'm gonna open up my hamburger, and we're gonna throw it in there and start cooking that up. Alright, in goes our whole box of jumbo shells. And we're just gonna cook these until al dente, so probably around 8 minutes or so. And then we'll go ahead and strain them and let them sit for a while we wait for them to cool down and everything, so we can start stuffing them. Alright guys, so our hamburger is starting to cook up. Here in a bit, I'm going to grab some paper towels to get some of this grease out of here. We're going to keep cooking this until it is fully cooked. And I think our noodles are ready to be drained. Yeah, they're definitely ready to be drained. So I'm going to go ahead and drain these and continue cooking the hamburger, and I'll be right back. So a little trick, just put in some paper towels, and you can get all this oil soaked up. There's a lot of grease in this. Probably ordered the wrong hamburger. I just ordered this on Walmart, just kind of clicked on it, so Wasn't really paying attention to the fat ratio, but we can go ahead and soak all this up and grab another paper towel and soak some more up. You can also obviously dump it into a container like this one back here, but I prefer just to soak it up in a paper towel. Alright guys, so now that our hamburger is mostly cooked, I went ahead off camera and added in our bell peppers and our onions, and we're just going to let this cook down for a little bit to get our peppers and onions just, sauteed and just cooked down a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our taco seasoning, and I think I'm going to add in some dried cilantro as well. You are welcome to add in whatever seasonings you want to do. If you don't like cilantro, don't do it. You could always do fresh cilantro as well if you have it. I just have dried at the moment, but yeah. Go ahead and just keep an eye on this and let it cook down a little bit longer. Alright guys, so our onions are starting to become a little translucent. Our peppers are cooking down. I am going to go ahead and add in our taco seasoning. Now you can use any taco seasoning you want. Hot, mild, any brand. I have the Taco Bell mild taco seasoning, and we're just going to go ahead and add the whole packet. And then I'm going to add a tiny bit of water in here as well. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water in here. And that's just to help with the seasoning. To get it nice and mixed up. Smells great. Those onions and green peppers smell amazing, and then you have that nice taco scent. Now I am going to go ahead and add in. I'm going to go ahead and add in some cilantro. And this is just some dried cilantro. Kind of came out fast, but it'll be fine. Just get it nice and mixed up in there. I actually don't think I used too much. It looks like I did, but I do like cilantro, so. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to just go ahead and add in my cheese. If I add in my cheese now, it'll get all melty, and then it'll be easier to scoop into the shells. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and just do the cheese separate. It'll be fine. Alright, so our shells are probably cooled down by now. So we're going to want to get those started, because this is done. Turn that off. Alright guys, so I have my little pan. I have my noodles. And we are just going to set a noodle right there. And I guess I was gonna just set all the noodles. I guess I could just set them all out. To start out with, so we're just gonna set them up. Go ahead and grab our hamburger taco mix. Alright guys, so now I just put the hamburger mix on a paper plate, less dishes. I'm going to go ahead and take small handfuls of my cheese. You can use any cheese you want, shredded cheese. You can use cube cheese. Cube cheese might be really easy. Just set a cube or two inside your little jumbo shell and it'll melt up nicely. I just really like this creamy melt cheese. Yeah, use whatever you want, and you can use any kind of cheese you want as well. It doesn't have to be the taco. Alright, so now I have them all filled up with a little bit of cheese. We're gonna grab a spoon and a spoonful of our mixture, and we're just gonna put them in each of the shells. And I do think like a spoonful is the best. You don't want to overfill them. All right, so now that we have our shells filled up with our meat, you're gonna take another shell and you're just gonna wrap it around your other shell so that it kind of closes in and creates a nice little cover, just like that. And it should look like that, guys. And now you're just going to do that to all of them. And then if you have more, just keep going until you're completely done and you run out of shells or meat or whatever you run out of first. So once again, grab a new empty shell, grab a shell, and just cover up that right there. And you're done. Alright guys, so now we're just going to preheat our air fryer at 400 degrees for 7 minutes. We have our shells, and you just want to spray these with a cooking spray. And we also have more over here. So we're going to spray these down with some cooking spray as well. And this is what I had left over. So if you have some tortillas, hard shells, Doritos, you make a little taco salad, just do whatever you want with that. If you don't have any leftover, then cool, but I had this much leftover, so. Now, once your air fryer is preheated and done, and it tells you to add your food, go ahead and add in all your shells that you have sprayed and cook them for 7 minutes. There's no need for turning them or anything, and just do them in batches until you have them all cooked. I feel like I could probably get these in 2 batches, maybe. My air fryer is a little smaller, so maybe have to do 3. I'm not sure. But yeah, and then if you want to, you can always make a little sauce. Do some like sour cream, mix it with some hot sauce or something, and be kind of hot, nice. I'm not a big sour cream person. I'm not gonna do a sauce. I'm just gonna eat them as is, but that's an option. All right, guys, it is done preheating, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the air fryer for 7 minutes. Little countdown, and there's no need to turn them or anything. So yeah, just let them cook. Take them out, put them on a plate, and then we're just going to continue doing all these. I think I meant to do 3 batches, I'm guessing, but not too bad. Alright guys, so these just came out of the air fryer, nice and crispy. We have the second round inside there right now, and then we're going to have a 3rd batch going in there after that. And these are ready to eat and try. So I'll be at the table here soon and trying them out on camera. Alright guys, so these are done. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite and tell you guys how these are.
I just woke up.
Yeah, these are honestly really good. They have a nice crunchy texture, a little chewy. Doesn't really bother me. This is the first time I made these, so. Nice cheese inside.
These are good, yeah.
Some taco meat. I think it'd be really good with some hot sauce. Or some extra cheese to dip it in. I don't have any cheese, but I do have some hot sauce.
That's green chili hot sauce.
You could definitely dip this in some sour cream if you like that. I'm not a big fan of sour cream. Just any kind of sauce you want. Some guac might be good on this. Just anything that's good for tacos, you know? So I'm going to take a little bit of sriracha. He has that green chili one.
Oh, way too much, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Just take a little bit of hot sauce of your liking, your choice. Whatever kind of hot sauce you like.
That is
Throw
perfect.
some in there, take a bite, and that is delicious.
I gotta bump my rating on this one. I actually tried on like what's meant to go on. This is good.
Yeah. These are great. If you make them, let me know how you feel. I do think I could have added a little bit more cheese inside of these. I was just a little worried about overstuffing them, but definitely add more cheese than I did. And some probably do have more cheese than others, but yeah. These are great. Definitely let me know if you like these or not, if you make them. Alright guys, subscribe, share, like, and comment, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching.